Good morning, humans. Welcome back to Fox's Best Laid Plans, the planner channel you know and love, but now with more gallstones. Hey, we're about to go on a long, stressful journey through my life. Everybody, how are you? How are things? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Fox, the one who plans, and also, coincidentally, the one with the gallstones. Yeah. You may notice a lot of things were canceled on last weekend. And that is because Friday night I had a gallbladder attack. And I will tell you the story of the absolute ridiculousness that is my life and what happened in the aftermath, the immediate aftermath. You will notice one thing was not canceled on here. So let me set an alarm here so I don't lose my... So I was in the hospital over the weekend. I've never been hospitalized before. That was first. This was first time for everything, and that was my first time being hospitalized. So 0 out of 10 do not recommend being hospitalized. If you can just stay home and be healthy, that's a super better option. I really recommend staying home and being healthy. So I put my little gallbladder comic there to denote the excitement that I experienced. So let's move on with life here. So we're July. It's July. You're not gonna fucking believe this nonsense, right? It's July 1st. Oh, we're not on this. Hold on. Oh, this is okay. Okay, I'm surprised by that. This still falls into the June calendar. Interesting. Okay. So this was the week of Monday, June 21st through the 27th. And so I'm planning now the week of Monday, June 28th through Sunday, July 4th. But it's Thursday, July 1st because I don't fucking know what I'm actually going to do, because we are going on vacation. I will talk about this, obviously. I'm going to do 2 weeks of planning. So I have 2 kits, right? You want to see them both at first, or do you want to be surprised? You're going to see them both first. This is the first week. These are both from Pansy's Prints. This is the Lagoon Life one. And then the second one is called Aloha Dragons. Okay, so these are the 2 kits that I'm using. The second week is going to be very basic because it's going to be just laying out the basics, like the design, and then I'm going to fill it in as the week goes on. So, be joined today by my friend Lil GB. This is my stuffed gallbladder. If you follow the Awkward Yeti comics, let's try not to light him on fire. I mean, after what he put me through this weekend, could you blame me for lighting him on fire? I don't think you could, but, you know, I'm not a violent person, so I'll let this one slide, gallbladder. I know you just thought that you were helping. You thought, you know what? Fox loves the desert, and there's so many rocks in the desert. If I just make her some stones here at home, maybe she just will stay here and she won't have to travel. I know your heart was in the right place, gallbladder. I just, yeah. If you don't follow the Awkward Yeti, I highly recommend. They don't just do gallbladder comics, although gallbladder is like universally accepted. Oh God, don't light yourself on fire. Gallbladder is universally accepted as the favorite character, but they're funny, like, comics about the body parts. So there's a running series between brain and heart. Those are really good. Some other body parts, organs, I guess. It's not body parts, it's organs. This one only has skinny washi. It only has skinny washi. Did I print the wrong? Oh, this is interesting. This must be the old style Erin Condren, because this is a strip instead of individual stickers. I didn't realize that. Let me see, the other one is individual stickers. Okay, well, we'll make it work. Just, it's not what I expected. So, I did a Simply Gilded shopping trip. Oh, it's pricey. I don't know that I've ever bought from them. I got some stuff from them at Go Wild. I don't love that, but whatever. I do love the colors. Anyway, I got some Simply Gilded at Go Wild, but I don't know if I ever purchased from them from their website before. And their stuff is so freaking nice. I mean, it's just like the butteriest. Can washi tape be buttery? It can, and it is when it's Simply Gilded. It just goes down so smooth. I love it, but it is pricey. It is really pricey. So I went on a little mini shopping trip inspired by my friend Diana. Thanks, girl. She had gotten some stuff and she posted it on Instagram, and I was like, well, now I need it too. It's this like glitter stuff, and I got some metallics, like some bold metallic glitter. Yeah. You know me and glitter. If it has glitter or flannel, I can't say no to it. Glitter flannel, I do own glitter flannel, and it is it's the best fashion decision. So it's my shitty, it's fine. Everything is fine. Nothing matters anymore. So that's not entirely true. Things do matter. However, so let's tell the story of the gallbladder. Now, this is coming in the next vlog. The vlog that I just closed out last night will have the full description. Like when I got home from the hospital, I was like, this is what happened to me. Are you wondering why I haven't vlogged for 3 days? It's because I was in the hospital. So that's coming. But I'll tell you the tale here on the plan with me in case you don't watch the vlogs. So Friday night, I worked Friday, my normal 9 to, oh, what the ever heckin' heck is this situation? Is it a plan with Fox if you don't pull up a sticker and see your life flash before your eyes? Oh, that came up really nicely. Okay. So Friday night, I worked, and then we had our night run. And as you recall, I was like all hyper because I was like, we're gonna do the night run, and then we're gonna go dancing. It's gonna be a great time. Yeah. Well, what had happened was my allergies are like ultra mega super bad right now. They have been like all week. They were the worst in the hospital. Holy fuck! What do they put in the air in the hospital? It's like airline on steroids. Ugh, do not like. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Okay, so Friday night. No. Oh, these two numbers stuck together. There we go. Friday night, I worked, came home from work, and we were gonna get, there's this restaurant that we like called Union Grill in Oakland, and they closed down for a time during the pandemic, and they have since reopened, but they are open only 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday or Saturday. It's like absolutely ridiculous. They're open like 15 hours a week, and that's it. Right? What sense does that make? So I was like, whoa, since I have to be at the run we were meeting at 9 o'clock. I'm like, I have to be at the run at 9 o'clock so we can get dinner from there. That'll be great. And then I'll go to my run. So did I print Happy Planner? Are you serious? That's what I did. I printed the Happy Planner. Whatever. My life is in shambles. I might as well print the wrong damn kit. I'm not reprinting it. Okay, bear with me, y'all. I'm getting there when I get there. So husband went and got the dinner, came back, and we sit down to eat, and I was like, couldn't finish it. I was feeling like really full, but I was like all wound up and like excited, but also kind of anxious and like a lot going on in my life. Like there's other chaos besides just this gallbladder situation too. So there's my dad's health. Like he was in and out of the hospital, planning for this trip. Work has been bonkers, you know, all this other stuff going on. So I was like, couldn't finish. You only live once. That is true. I couldn't finish my food, but I didn't really like think anything of it because like, I don't know, I had a lot of reasons why I would have been like a little jittery and not able to finish it. So I'm like, no big deal. So husband's like, are you sure you have a long run? And I'm like, well, I know, but I don't really have the appetite. I think it'll be okay. And he's like, okay. So like I went upstairs and I was working on editing my Joshua Tree vlog, which is now up. And I was like almost done with it. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to finish it. And then my stomach started hurting and I was like, oh, that's weird. But I was like, oh, I'm almost done with this. And then like maybe I just have to go to the bathroom. So I was like finishing the thing, and then the pain got like super bad. But it wasn't really my stomach. It was like under my rib cage. Like here's your rib cage. It was like right here, like the whole way across. I'm like, oh my God. And it was just like this terrible pressure pain. It wasn't like stabby pain, you know, it was just like, I basically, the best way I can think of to describe it was that I felt like I had to burp. And I felt like if I could just like get a really like solidly good burp. Did you know we were going to talk about chafing, and now we're going to talk about gallbladders and GI issues? Yeah. So I was like, if I could just get like a really solid burp, then I would feel better. So it's like at this point 8:30, and I was supposed to be leaving at 8:45, and all I had to do was like put on clothes and fill up my water bottle. But I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So I'm like, I took some Tums, and the Tums didn't help. And then I took some Gas X because I thought maybe it was just like pressure and that would help me burp. That didn't work. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get a Mountain Dew, and because Mountain Dew always makes me burp, I'm like, I'm just gonna drink Mountain Dew until I burp. Okay. So I went downstairs, got the Mountain Dew, and husband's like, something wrong? I'm like, oh no, I think I'm okay. I was like I didn't want to tell him that I didn't feel well because it was like kind of scary in the moment because I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I didn't want him to worry. So I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. Everything's okay. Just getting a pop, you know, haha. And so I drank the pop, and I still couldn't, like, I felt like I had to burp, but I couldn't burp. And I was like, this is the absolute, like, terrible, most horrible thing in the world. So if y'all remember when I had some issues, I was having like terrible back pain back in May, and it like raised my blood pressure, and that's how this whole blood pressure situation started. And so what ended up helping was that night I was like really anxious, and so I actually threw up, and like that relieved all of the pressure in my back that night. And I was like, well, I can't miss this run, and I don't want to stay home, so I'm gonna try to throw up, and if I can throw up, that might make me feel better. So that's what I did, and it worked. I threw up, like not a lot, just like a little bit, and I was like, oh, it relieved the pressure. I felt great, like fabulous. Okay, so yeah, this is unhealthy things that runners do. Tell me you're an ultra runner without telling me you're an ultra runner. So I am debating if I'm gonna even put like meals and stuff. We're gonna talk about meals. Meals are not a good scene right now. So husband was like, did you just throw up? And he like comes running up the stairs, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, you should probably stay home. He's like, do you need to go to the hospital? Are you having a heart attack? And I was like, having a heart attack? And he's like, babe, that's how heart attacks present in women, as stomach upset and throwing up, chest pain and throwing up. And I'm like, yeah, but it got better. Like, it's not like it, you know. I'm sitting here rationalizing it. Like, that really helped. It was just like I must have eaten something bad. Like, you know, I was thinking like this worked one other time. Maybe it was just like I ate something that didn't agree with me, and if I just throw it up, then I'll be fine. I'm like, I feel really good. And he's like, are you absolutely certain? I was like, yeah, I think so. But at this point, I'm like super late, so I'm like texting my friends like, I am coming. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I just threw up, but I'm feeling much better. I'll be there shortly. So I pack my water bottle. I pack up all my stuff to change. I was gonna like go to the run, change clothes in the car, and then go dancing. So I had everything packed up, take my pop. I was still drinking my pop. And so I go to the run, and I'm like, hey, everybody, I threw up. This is me telling everybody. I mean, with your runner fam, like, you can talk about everything. And you have to talk about everything, because you'll be, like, running with friends and not feeling well, and you got to explain to each other what's going on. So I go to the run, and we were supposed to run. The maps all said like 7 miles. I'm like, okay, so I only need a handheld. I don't need to bring my vest. This will be fine. And I felt okay. And then like maybe the last 3 miles, I started to feel like a little bit nauseous, but I was so dehydrated. So we thought it was only gonna be about 7 miles. It ended up being in the end 11.5 miles because I guess we made a wrong turn or we added something on. We were like going to these cemeteries on the north side and we were like exploring stuff. And so we were like exploring stuff and it took a little bit longer. So it ended up being, oh, motherfucker, that's supposed to go with the food thing. I'm talking too much. I can't focus. Chinese food. I was able to eat Chinese food. That's something, if you're curious about what you can eat with a fucked up gallbladder. Mugu gai pan without the sauce. That works. I just made this little thing, and there are these little things here. Oh my God, Fox. Ugh, this is my brain. Okay. Anyway, so I thought maybe I was just like dehydrated because it ended up being so much longer, and so, but I had no appetite, and that's not like me. Like, normally after a long run, I am like absolutely starving. Like, I want to eat everything in sight. And so I was not like that. And the husband was like, we ended up having to skip the dance night because I was done so late. But it ended up being okay because I like, didn't feel 100%. And I was like, I can't drink. Like, if we go out, I cannot have even like one drink. Like, something doesn't feel right. And so, did I do anything else on Tuesday? I'm gonna cross this out. Okay. Run 4 miles. And then what do we have for dinner? I think I've just been having cereal for dinner every night. Isn't that sad? Oh my God. Okay. So after the run, I was like, I don't feel 100%, but I don't feel like bad. I just feel like something's not right. So it must have just been something that like I ate that didn't agree with me and I don't really understand. So husband's like, are you absolutely certain you're okay? I'm like, yeah. So we go to bed. I wake up in the morning and I got up at like my usual time and I was like, I just feel kind of crappy. I just don't feel right. Something doesn't feel like 100%, but it's probably fine. So I'm like, I was gonna, normally I get up early before work and I do my morning routine and I'm like working on my projects and my planners and my pictures and stuff. And I was just like laying in bed and I was like, my back started hurting. So I put a heating pad on and that helped a little bit, but it wasn't great, but I had no appetite still. Like normally I would be like starving. Like the night before when I picked husband up, we were supposed to go dancing. So he had like walked over to the place where we go dancing and we were supposed to meet there. So I picked him up and he bought me Doritos and he's like, at least eat something, babe. At least have a snack. I'm like, okay. So I tried to eat the Doritos and like that was okay, but it wasn't like great. And I didn't feel like worse, but I didn't feel like better. So the next morning I had no appetite again. But I was like, I'm gonna be at work all day. I have to eat something. So I stopped and got like breakfast sandwich and like it's potato pancakes instead of hash browns. I ate that. And I didn't feel like better, obviously, but I also didn't really feel worse. I just felt kind of like the same, like something doesn't feel good. So the whole day I was feeling kind of crummy. And we have this one patient who they do this, I think I talked about it did I talk about it last week? I was excited because it returned. It's been away for a couple weeks because he was not feeling well. They do this thing called hot dog ministry. And it's like one of the local like rehabs in the area. And they do like a hot dog cart, like a little traveling grill. And it's, you know, but one of my patients brings us hot dogs when they do it because they do it like down the street from our store. And so he brought hot dogs in on. He's like, we have a pop-up Saturday. They don't usually do it on Wednesdays only. And I was like, oh my God, should I really eat a hot dog? But I was like, kind of hungry, and I was like, kind of part of me was like, maybe I'm just like really constipated and that's why my stomach's not feeling right, and like if I eat some like greasy food that'll like push everything through my system. I know, like this is the stuff that you like rationalize, right? Like in the aftermath you're like, what was I doing? So I was like, yeah, I guess I'll try a hot dog, and it was fine. Like I didn't feel worse. Again, like I didn't feel better, but I also didn't feel worse. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But like as the day is going on, I was like, something's just not great. And I was talking to my friend Danielle, who has, oh my God, not daycare, school. Oh my God, I can't think. Jewel? Oh my God, what did I do here? Oh, I'm like so tired this morning. I'm like not thinking. Layla had school last night. So I talked to Danielle and she has had gallbladder attacks the entire time I have known her, for like 3 years, and she just like won't get it out. So that's an S. So I texted her and I was like, what are your symptoms like? And she like told me her symptoms and I was like, those are my symptoms. She's like, yeah, dude, it's your gallbladder. Like it's for sure your gallbladder. I was like, what the fuck? Why? You know, we have a super duper family history, so it's not like this should have come as a surprise to me. Like this should not have been like, I don't know. I should have seen it coming. end result is that my friend Reed was like, you should probably go to urgent care and they can do an ultrasound and at least rule out gallbladder. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is just like indigestion. I'm like, okay. So after I left work, there's an urgent care that was still open. And so I went over there, and the doctor there, like, wouldn't even do an exam. Like, they're probably going to charge me, and he didn't do anything. He didn't even, like, touch me or anything at all. He just asked me questions, was like, do you have a family history of gallbladder? I was like, yeah, my mom had hers out. My baba died of gallbladder cancer. You know, all these things. And he's like, you need to go to the ER right now. And I'm like, we think maybe, like, it's feeling better as the day goes on. It's, like, getting better. Like, I'm not super, like, I was still bloated, but I wasn't, like, in pain bloated. He's like, you need to go. Just go to the fucking ER. And I was like, well, and he's like, refused to like deal with me. Was like, I called the ER and told them you're coming. I'm like, did you though? Because that's like, okay, thanks. So let me pause for a moment and fill in all the fucking shit I have to do today. The things I have to do today, I have to go, there's only a couple dogs that I have to take out. I told them I can't stay because I have a doctor's appointment. So I'm going to get the dogs out down at the shelter. I have a doctor's appointment at 9:30. I have to stop at Sephora because I need to get eye makeup that is safe to use with my eyelash extensions, which I don't have. I have pencil right now, and you need to use only powder, so I got to get a couple items there. I have to go pick up my glasses because I got a text yesterday that they were ready. I drove over there, and they had closed 3 hours early for a staff training, so I couldn't pick it up. I have to call PenMac. Oh, I know one other thing I have to do also is, I'm just going to put it up here, hold the mail. I have to schedule our mail to be held while we're on vacation. I have to call PenMac and see if they can hold our delivery of cheese of the month because we're not going to be here, but also because I can't eat cheese. I have to pick up my parents, and then we have to pack. I have not packed. I have not even started packing. I have not even had the thought of packing, except in so much as it provides anxiety. So, and then we are driving to Wellsboro tonight to start our vacation. Our vacation starts tonight. You would think I would be like so excited to talk about vacation, and instead I'm talking about the fucking gallbladder. So, anyway, so back to the story. Doctor says you gotta go to the ER. I'm like fussing about it, and I'm like, maybe I'll just go home and sleep it off. Husband's like, babe, you should really go. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but then after they discharge me, we can go dancing, right? And he's like, sure, that's fine with me. We can go. I'm like, okay, cool. Your girl Fox always most concerned about whether or not she can go dancing. So long story short, this is already way too long for that to be a long story short. I went to the ER, had to be admitted. Turns out I had a gallstone blocking a bile duct. It was fucking up my liver enzymes. My bilirubin was like out of control. They kept me overnight to monitor me. Everything improved overnight. Not like 100%, but like enough that they felt confident sending me home, and I didn't have to have emergency gallbladder removal, and I can schedule it. So I have my consult scheduled now for the end of the month, and then I will have my gallbladder out probably the first week of August. But it was fucking ridiculous. So let's talk about the planner, right? Okay, so this is the days that have already passed. I have like so many mistakes in here. I'm gonna just like cover stuff up with little stickers of crabs. Crab sticker covering up my typos. And so we are leaving on vacation. We are doing a road trip with my parents and Layla Grace. We're going up to Maine and New England, but primarily Maine and Acadia National Park. So what I'm debating right now is, do I want to put down the stickers for the things that we will be doing? Maybe I should just put like headers of like where we will be, because I don't know what we're gonna do each day. I don't really have anything I could use for a nice header there. So our plan is, today we're driving to Wellsboro, which is like north central Pennsylvania. There's a couple different ways you can go. The most direct way is to go all the way across Pennsylvania and up through Massachusetts, Connecticut, and up to Maine. However, with my dad having cancer, we have to stop like every 90 to 120 minutes at the most. We're going to try to stop more regularly than that, just to be safe and like so all of us can get out. So what I did was, when I planned the trip, I planned it to be like 3 days drive up, 3 days in the national park, 3 days drive home. And that way we like space it out. We're never driving. The most we're driving, I think, the day we come home, I think we'll drive 7 hours. But other than that, it's always like 4 hours at the most. So it's never going to be like too long of a drive. So tonight we were driving to Wellsboro, which is like the north central, like instead of going all the way across Pennsylvania, which if you've ever done that drive, which I've done that drive so many fucking times, like when I was living in Boston, when I was like obsessed with Boston and thought I was going to live in Boston, like it's just, it sucks. It's just boring. It's highway the whole fucking way. It's just goes on forever and ever. So what we're doing instead is driving out 22, which is like goes east, and then we're going to go east and north, and we're going to go to see the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, which we've never seen before. So that's the plan for tonight. I don't think we'll get to see it tonight because we're leaving after husband's done with work. So I think we'll get there like around sunset or slightly after dark. So we're going to go see it in the morning tomorrow. Tomorrow, then we are going to Lake George, New York, which is like, if you've heard of Saratoga Springs, like where Dave Matthews Band plays. We've actually been to Lake George before because we went to see Dave at SPAC, Saratoga Springs Performing Arts Center. So we're going there. We're staying in Lake George. We have dinner reservations tomorrow night. And then Saturday we're going to New Hampshire, through Vermont to New Hampshire. We're stopping at a national park site in Vermont on Saturday morning. And then we're staying in New Hampshire. And then Sunday we will arrive in Maine. We're staying like south in Maine the first night, like on this coastal thing, which is on the 4th, which will be kind of like, I don't know, that'll be nice. And then I'll show you the next week here. So I can't remember where in the Cape we're staying, but we're staying in the Cape one night. We're staying like on the water, just nice night. We're trying to see as many lighthouses as I can is the goal here. Saturday we're going to go through Goshen, New York, because my dad wants to go to see the Harness Racing Hall of Fame one more time. And then Sunday we drive home. So what I'm thinking right now is like, do I want to write in here what we're doing? I'm going to bring this with me and every day, like do my daily updates and put stuff in here, but I don't really know what all we're going to see. So I think I'm just going to leave this blank right now. And I have the bones of the kit down here, and then I can add stuff in on the day. I have a lot to do today. Like it's going to suck. Today is going to be a fucking shit show. But you know what? If there's one thing we know about my life, we know that it's always a shit show, and so I'm kind of used to it, right? Okay, so that is the current week that we're in right now. So let's move on and let's put down, I'm just going to put down that this is just decorative. Like you're not going to hear any like exciting things. I mean, maybe you will. You might hear more about my gallbladder, but I'm going to put down the next week. So this way, basically, when we went to California, what I did was we were leaving on Friday, and instead of like today, we're leaving on Thursday. So I thought like, oh, I'm going to have so much time. I'm going to be so organized. Oh, you sweet summer child. I always think I'm going to be organized, and then the day comes and I'm just the same old mess I always am. So my plan was I was going to do the, oh, this is cute. This is Simply Gilded washi again. And again, both of these kits are Pansy's prints. I use her stuff all the time. It's really cute. So the plan for California was I did my regular plan with me like at the beginning of the week, and then on Thursday I was like, I'm gonna film my power sheets and a plan with me for the coming, like the way that I'm doing right now, which is just like laying down the outline of the week. Well, and then I was just like so far behind, so much to do before we left, it just didn't happen. So in the aftermath, I did like a memory keep with me. I have that video filmed. I never edited and put it up because I don't know what has run wrong with my life ever since I was born. No, ever since like April, I don't understand. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Eventually, I'm going to put that memory keeping. Basically, I went in, I filled it in after the fact because I was like, we were flying. I was like, I'm not bringing my planner with me. So I filled it in after the fact. But I never put that video up. It will actually someday. It'll be a flashback Friday. That's the other thing. I was trying to get my Joshua Tree video up on Friday because I thought like I'm gonna do these as flashback Friday installments. The vacation vlogs from our trip out there. But I got a gallbladder attack. I don't recommend a sick gallbladder to anybody. I really don't. It's just not fun. So anyway, so instead of doing it that way, I am going to bring my planner with me this time because we're driving. So I'm going to put the outline of this week down, which is what I'm doing now. And then I'll take it with me and then I'll fill it out every day. And then when I get back and I do my plan with me for the fall, so there will be no plan with me next week for this week that I'm showing you here. Then like this is the plan with me. It's a double week plan with me. But there will be a plan with me then on like whatever day that is. July 12th, there will be a plan with me. They will return that week. And I'll like go over and show you what I added in from this. And then there will be vacation vlogs for this. So yeah, I don't know. There's going to be videos next week because, well, this is like a different kind of vacation. Like we're not going to be running nonstop. Oh, part of it is because I can't fucking eat. You want to talk about horribleness. Like, so I'm in the hospital and they were like, at first they thought they were going to have to take my gallbladder out. Like, I mean, obviously they don't do shit on Sundays. So they thought they were going to have to keep me 2 nights and take the gallbladder out on Monday morning. And I was like, are you sure? Because I don't have anybody to open the store. Like, we actually just redistricted. And so I have a new supervisor who just started with us on Sunday, has no idea who I am. I don't know who our new scheduler is. I've never met her. And I was like, what? I really, like, I need to be at work. And I know that's terrible. Like, your health should come first and everything. But I was like, is it really urgent? Like, I went for an 11-mile run after this attack. Like, is it really that serious? So I'm still not 100% clear how serious it was. And that's what I'm going to talk to my doctor. I made like a little list of questions. And that's what I'm going to talk to her about when I go in this morning. But I said, well, what do I do to like prevent this from happening again? And they were like, you have to eat a low-fat diet. And I'm like, okay, low-fat. Well, how many? I said, I track my macros. So how many grams of fat should I be eating like per day, per meal? And they were like, very low. And I'm like, well, can you give me a number? Like what is okay that a gallbladder can tolerate when it's in distress? And they were like, just, we can try to research that for you. But like on an ordinary day, I went to UPMC, which is the hospital that I trained at whenever I was doing my rotations for pharmacy school. It's affiliated with the university. I went to Pitt, if I've never mentioned that. So it's a teaching hospital, and as part of that, it's got like super good integration of teams. Like, so when I was on rotation as a pharmacy student, it was like, oh no, it had some candle ash on there. It was pharmacy students, med students, then the residents, then the fellows, then the attending, then they had a dietitian. Well, depending on which unit, not every unit would have this all the time, but like a dietitian, you'd have a social worker, you'd have your nurses. Like, it was really cool. And I liked that because then you had like, I guess the med students didn't really get very much in terms of like pharmacology and like a dedicated class for that. And so they would always be asking us questions and then we would be asking them questions. Like, it was really like a nice collaborative situation. So I kind of like being a patient at a teaching hospital because then I was talking to the residents and everything and I'm like, I'm helping them learn. They're looking at my hot ass disaster mess of a life and they're learning things. But anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, so if it had been during the week, there probably would have been a dietitian on the unit because I was on the GI unit when I got admitted, and there would have probably been a dietitian that I could have talked to who would have helped me like get more specific stuff. But since it was the weekend, there was nobody there. Like, that was part of the problem. One of the reasons that they kept me, because they couldn't get anybody to read my ultrasound. Like, they did my ultrasound at like 10 o'clock on Saturday night when I was in the ER, and they couldn't get anybody to read it until Sunday morning. And so that was part of the reasons that they couldn't discharge. Like, they had to keep me overnight because they were like, we think it looks okay, but we can't, decide that. We have to wait and talk to the actual radiologist person. So it's very exciting. I feel like a absolute mess. So in any case, I don't know what I'm really doing with my diet, but I know I have to do low fat. So I've been doing like 20 grams of fat a day, which is just absolute misery. It is, I do not recommend it. I mean, I recommend it if it's going to keep you from having a gallbladder attack, but it feels horrible. It's just, my body just feels like hollow and my mouth feels like yucky. Like I love carbs. I can eat as much like bread as I want. I can eat like bread, saltines, pretzels. I can have toast with jam. I'm allowed to have as much jam as I want because there's no fat in that. I can have egg whites, which egg whites are like my saving grace right now. But it just, I feel very like unbalanced, and my stomach feels very hollow. And I feel like ever since this gallbladder attack happened, when I have hunger pains, they are like hunger pains on steroids. So it's really hard. But we're going to be on vacation, and I'm like, what the fuck do I eat? Like, we're going to be eating out at restaurants. Like, what am I going to do? So I have to be really cautious, and I'm having a lot of anxiety about, like, what if okay, so we got Chinese takeout the other night, and I was like, I Googled everything, and it was like, seemed like wonton soup was okay. I've been trying to like, I've found that so far I've been able to eat up to 10 grams of fat at a meal without having a problem. And that was like an egg white, a bagel, and jam. And that's okay. So I'm trying to keep it like under 40 grams a day and under 10 grams at a time. I'm just like making this up from things that I read on the internet, so this is like not medical advice. And so I'm going to talk to my doctor today and see if she can give me any more like concrete stuff, but they really couldn't give me more specific stuff at the hospital for some reason. So I'm having so much anxiety. So we ordered this Chinese food, and I like looked it up, and it said like, if you get muguai pan, that's like the lowest fat. And then they have the Chinese restaurant we ordered from has a section called diet dish, and it's like the food that you like, the regular meals, but they cook it, they put the sauce on the side, and they cook it with less oil. So I got that, but I was still like so worried that like, what if it causes another attack? And like, you know, so I'm like so paranoid right now that like, what if I'm trying to do the right thing and I like guess wrong, you know, because we're eating out. It's not like I can control my meals. Like we're going to restaurants, so we are like bringing sandwich stuff, so I know I can have like a light I can have like light ham or turkey breast, like something like that on a bun. That's totally fine. I could have Miracle Whip because that's low fat. Like I'm trying to like make that, like, instead of stopping at fast food and getting like a chicken sandwich from Wendy's or something like that, we're going to just stop and I'm going to have a sandwich that I pack. Like that stuff I can work with. But I'm having a lot of anxiety of like, what if I order something that looks like it's going to be low fat and then it's more fat because they cooked it in a pound of butter or something like that, and like what's the repercussions? I don't know, because this is my first gallbladder attack. So that's another thing. Like all my friends, like so many of my friends have had their gallbladders out, and they've all been like, oh, I put it off for like 2 years, and I'm like, well, they were acting like I had to go like immediately. Like this is, you know, serious business. So anyway, so here is the layout for the week that we're going to be on vacation. So like I said, this will be in Acadia these days, and we're going to be still in Maine on Thursday, down to Massachusetts on Friday, New York on Saturday, and then we come home on Sunday. So I'm not going to fill anything else out on this. I'm just going to have this here as the bones of the planner, and I'm going to take my kits with me to do on the trip. But so here is this week. I know these are like kind of weird. It's kind of weird to see this like wide open week, but I want to fill this in as partial memory keeping as the week goes on. So yeah, I got a new phone. I have to get my new phone set up today. There's just like so many things, and I was like, I have to get my planner done because it just helps my brain to like see everything, and I feel more organized already. So I was like, I have to make this a priority. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm so sorry that you had to hear so much about my gallbladder. I'm feeling like really good right now. So far have not had any issues with eating since I got out of the hospital. And like I said, like the morning after the attack, I had like a fatty breakfast and a hot dog for lunch, and I was like, okay. So I don't know. I guess it's like, I'm going to try to eat as low fat as I can, but from what they could tell me, it's just like, you don't really know until you know. And that's what Danielle told me too. She's like, the thing that sucks about it is like, you don't know it's coming on until it's on, and then there's nothing to do to stop it. It's like, it's here. It's like a sneeze. It's like, it comes on you suddenly, and then it's with you until it's out of you. And so that's what kind of sucks about it. So, but I'm managing. And then once we get back from vacation, I'll have more of a chance to like meal plan. And like, that was part of it, is like, I didn't have anything prepared for like this low of fat. Like I try to eat healthy and balanced, but like I eat salad dressing, you know, I cook with oil. Like I made really good bruschetta, but bruschetta has olive oil in it. Like I have to make adjustments, and I didn't really have that opportunity because it was basically like I was at work and then I was in the hospital. So I know I'll make it through. I have my consult with the surgeon is scheduled. This is how crazy it is. Like the one surgeon could get me in for a consult on July 15th, but they're scheduling out gallbladder removals through the middle of August, whereas the other guy could get me in not until the 30th, but he's scheduling only 1 or 2 weeks, and he's the one that my mom went to, so I'd rather go to like a trusted, not that the other guy's not trustworthy, but somebody that I know had personal experience, someone has been to and has had a good experience. And my mom's gallbladder was like, she's another one. She dealt with it for 3 years before she got it out. And finally she had to get it out emergency surgery because she let it go for so long that it was like super infected and swollen, and they thought it was going to be, she was almost going to go septic, but thankfully she was okay. So she was like, if he could handle my gallbladder in that crazy state, he can handle yours. So yeah, so I do have the consult scheduled, and I have a follow-up appointment with my doc, like my PCP today, so I can ask her some questions. But I'm taking it very seriously. It's just like the timeline is like ridiculous, that they were like, we might have to keep you this whole weekend and you might have to have it out immediately, and then they're like, we'll schedule it, and then the scheduling is like, yeah, August 15th, live with this for 6 weeks. That's like just wild. So anyway, I'll keep everybody abreast of the, I said abreast. I will keep everybody abreast of the situation as it goes on. So thank you so much for watching. I am like super excited about this trip, and I can't believe that I spent the whole video talking about my buddy, Lil GB, instead of my trip. He's coming with me, by the way. I thought it'd be really funny to like, this is my gallbladder's last vacation, so I was gonna take him and like take pictures of him at like all the sites that we go to see, all the different, we're trying to see lighthouses, like that's my goal, so I want to see at least 5 lighthouses, and just take pictures of him with the different lighthouses and the national park sites and everything. So, and it'll be like gallbladder's last vacation, and then farewell. Someone said that their surgeon let them keep their stones, and I was like, okay, I'm like a creepy weird goth girl, so like please let me just have a jar of gallstones that came out of my body, please. Like if you want to preserve the organ like I'm in a museum, I will take that too, because that's me. Okay, I'm done rambling. I gotta get started on my to-do list for today because it is long. So I love you all. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you are new here. I do talk about things other than my body problems, I promise you. I talk about running, I talk about travel, I talk about wine, I talk about dogs, I talk about a lot of other things besides just my body falling apart. But sometimes the body falling apart is what we're talking about. So thank you again for watching. As always, take care of yourselves, even if it means you have to go to the hospital because your gallbladder is fighting with you. And take care of each other. And I will see you in my next video.